Donald Trump has made his support for Israel a central part of his political identity, and this is no different in his 2024 presidential campaign. His track record on Israel during his first term as president remains a significant talking point in his re-election strategy. Trump consistently emphasizes that the policies he implemented were groundbreaking and designed to solidify U.S. Israel relations in a way that no previous administration had achieved. Central to his legacy are the relocation of the U.S. Embassy to Jerusalem, the recognition of Israeli sovereignty over the Golan Heights, and the brokering of the Abraham Accords, which normalized relations between Israel and several Arab nations. These actions have not only shaped Trump's foreign policy, but have also positioned him as one of Israel's strongest allies on the world stage. Trump frequently frames his relationship with Israel as pivotal to the country's future security. He has stated on numerous occasions that his leadership is essential for ensuring Israel's strength and safety. He warns that a Democratic win in 2024 could lead to a rollback of these advancements, potentially weakening Israel's security position. Trump insists that his foreign policy approach, marked by peace through strength, was instrumental in maintaining stability in the Middle East during his administration, and that his re-election would restore what he sees as faltering U.S. leadership under the Biden administration. Trump has also pointed out that he believes November 5, 2024, will be one of the most important dates in Israel's history, just as it is for America. He argues that the outcome of the election will directly impact Israel's future security and diplomatic standing. Trump has stressed that, under his leadership, U.S.-Israel relations were at an all-time high and that Israel was more respected internationally during his presidency. One of the key aspects of Trump's platform is his focus on reversing what he views as a deterioration of U.S.-Israel relations under the current administration. He frequently contrasts his policies with those of the Biden administration, claiming that the Democrats' approach to the Middle East lacks the strength and decisiveness necessary to ensure Israel's security. Trump's position is that the United States, under his leadership, would return to a state of unquestioned American strength, which he argues is essential for protecting Israel from its regional adversaries, such as Iran and Palestinian militant groups. However, Trump's rhetoric on Israel has not been without controversy. In recent months, he has sparked significant backlash due to comments suggesting that Jewish Americans who do not support him are betraying Israel. He has openly criticized Jewish voters who, in his view, do not appreciate his efforts on behalf of Israel. In one of his speeches, he implied that Jewish voters in America were being ungrateful by not recognizing the policies he put in place to benefit Israel. These remarks have been widely condemned by Jewish organizations and leaders who accuse Trump of promoting harmful stereotypes about Jewish loyalty and power. This rhetoric has led to concerns about rising anti-Semitism, with some arguing that Trump's language could further polarize Jewish communities in the U.S. and abroad. Despite these criticisms, Trump continues to highlight his unwavering support for Israel. His campaign has made considerable efforts to reach out to pro-Israel activists and Jewish leaders. For example, during one of his campaign events, Trump visited the gravesite of Rabbi Menachem Mendel Schneerson, a prominent leader of the Chabad Lubavitch movement, to show his solidarity with the Jewish people. This visit was intended to send a clear message about his personal commitment to Israel and the broader Jewish community. Trump's campaign has also involved Jewish student activists and prominent conservative Jewish figures like Ben Shapiro, further emphasizing his deep connection to Israel's interests. On the policy front, Trump has promised that, if re-elected, he will continue to push for peace in the Middle East while maintaining a strong and resilient Israel. He sees the Abraham Accords as a foundation upon which he can build further diplomatic breakthroughs, potentially extending the normalization of relations between Israel and more Arab states. Trump has taken pride in the fact that his administration was able to facilitate these peace deals without compromising Israel's security. In contrast, He has criticized Biden's administration for what he perceives as a more lenient stance toward Iran, which Trump and his supporters argue poses the greatest existential threat to Israel. Furthermore, Trump's position on Iran remains a cornerstone of his foreign policy agenda. During his presidency, he took a hardline stance by withdrawing the U.S. from the Iran nuclear deal and reimposing sanctions on Tehran. Trump argues that these actions were necessary to curb Iran's nuclear ambitions and to protect Israel from what he calls Iranian aggression. He continues to advocate for a strict approach to Iran, warning that any easing of sanctions or diplomacy that does not involve firm conditions would endanger both U.S. and Israeli security. Trump sees himself as the only candidate who will prevent Iran from developing nuclear weapons, and this promise is central to his pitch to voters concerned about Israel's future. In sum, Donald Trump's position on Israel is a multifaceted one. He has made support for Israel a hallmark of his foreign policy, focusing on strengthening diplomatic and military ties, promoting peace through strength, and taking a tough stance on Israel's adversaries like Iran. At the same time, his rhetoric toward Jewish Americans has raised concerns, with some accusing him of anti-Semitic undertones in his speeches. Nevertheless, Trump remains popular among many pro-Israel voters and leaders, particularly those who see his approach as vital to Israel's long-term security. As Trump continues his 2024 campaign, Israel will undoubtedly remain a key issue, both for his supporters and his critics.